Okay, so it's probably coming up on 5 o'clock p.m. on Tuesday evening. Is that what time it is?
Yeah, right at.
The August the 27th. And so we are now several hundred feet from our campsite. I don't think you can see it. You might be able to see the tent through there. But we're roughly 100 paces, so two steps per pace away. And we've got the bear bag. You'll see it, the hangs right there. Back there, another, I don't know, 30 yards. And we're gonna cook dinner there, hang the bear bag there, and we're gonna get water out of this little stream. So it is flowing, and it's not a lot of volume, but it is flowing. And so we're going to be filling our Be-Free. We've got 2 of these, and we're going to be filling up 6 liters of storage capacity in these, and then treating the storage capacity, and then filling up each one of these 1 liter Be-Frees, treating them as well, letting them sit while we prep dinner. We'll probably double dose them to help increase the contact time. Well, not increase the contact time, but to double or reduce by half the amount of contact time necessary with the chemical in order to have the same effectiveness. So in other words, if 5 milliliters of chemical at 15 minutes is safe, then double that amount at 15 minutes is still safe, or even at 7.5 minutes should be the same as 5 at 15. Anyway, we're going to double up on the chemical because it's just is a small source, and we're just going to do that. So, okay, well, I'm going to start filling up stuff. And this little area that we're in, where the thistle grove was, and there's all kinds of wildlife evidence. Here's a bunch of berries. Looks like there's a bunch of elderberries over there. Some kind of berries, and I had seen ripe gooseberries or currants coming up through the thistle patch. So we definitely want to be careful because there's lots of food here for critters. And it looked like some elk had slept, something large, and several of them had slept in the grass up here in this meadow very recently. So, all right, on to the water. So the way to deal with, like I just dropped that cap in the stream, so the way to deal with that for sure is to chemically treat it, because if you're filtering and you're not chemically treating and you cross-contaminate a cap like that, then that is a source of contamination. So the way to deal with that is by having chemical treatment available to you, and then you treat the water and you put the treated water while the chemical is active. You just squish some of the treated water out over into the cap. You could make a solution of treated liquid just to treat the cap with, but really what people normally do is you would treat this, and we're going to double treat it with double the volume of, double the minimum volume of chemical treatment. And then as soon as we do that, we will loosen the cap a little bit and we will squeeze some of that freshly treated liquid around the threads and the cap so that it gets covered with the solution of treated water while the chemical is active, and then it will sit just like, you know, it was treated, and statistically handle the contamination. Okay, so we've got the water, it's all been treated. There's 2 liters here that's gonna have drink mix in it. We haven't put Himalayan salt and potassium chloride in it yet. And then in here is 4 more liters plus, so about 6 liters, 2 liters, and the 2 bee-free filters. And then over here, we have the chicken carbonara that we started hydrating back at lunch, and it's warming up here, fixing to turn it off and let it thicken a little bit. And then what we're going to do is, I've got some nighttime vitamins there in that bowl, but we got these bowls, and we're going to put the chili cheese Fritos as the base, and then chicken carbonara on top, and I'll split this with frosted gin, and then olives on top of that. And then we've got to go in the water that we're fixing to start treating while we're gonna let the chicken carbonara cool a bit, is Himalayan pink salt in the blue containers and potassium chloride in the pink containers for our Ketorade. And I'll put links to both the Keto Trail backpacking recipe for the chicken carbonara and the Ketorade in the show notes. So that's it for now. We'll come back in a few minutes just before we eat, once everything's plated up. All right, so here it is, chicken carbonara. This version with olives. Jen doesn't want olives. There you go. There's a whole ounce of string cheese in there as well, along with half of each chicken carbonara mix, the chili cheese Fritos, and the olives. So yummy. We're gonna dig in. Okay, we're just finishing up dinner. There is my half gone and the plate is licked clean. And I've mentioned a couple times now about doing a review on these plates. And if I don't get that done while we're out here in the backcountry, excuse me. If I don't get that done while out here in the backcountry, then we'll do that back in the studio. But these have turned out to be a great option, in my opinion, and they've held up well over the last few months. So we're just kind of cleaning up and getting ready to hang bear bags in the next few minutes. All right, you want to go stand underneath our bear hang for scale? I'm not sure people can really tell. I mean, that's over 20 foot up to the bottom of the bags. We could have pulled it up another 8 feet, but there's no need. And you probably can't tell, but that's a solid 4 to 5 foot out away from the tree, which is really what you want. So, you know, it's just kind of the ideal bear hang. And then we're using a friction tie off over here around this little evergreen. And what I mean by that is you keep the rope really high coming over to it, and then you just wrap around the tree, and by the time you get 4 or 5 feet of wrap, you can just let go and it won't move. And then you keep wrapping, you know, just in case anybody were to mess with it. The friction up high of the wraps will keep it in place, and then it's real super easy to take down and, you know, rehang. So we're planning on being here, what, 36 hours? So not quite 24 hours. So that mostly calls it a day for day 2. We're gonna go back to the tent and get our gear laid out. Now that we've got 2, 4, 6, we're carrying probably 7 liters of treated water back tonight. So that's nice because we won't have to really worry about it in the morning. So, all right, we're gonna go hit the hay. We'll see ya. Okay, so we're in the tent. We've got sleeping bag and air mattress all laid out, ready to go. Got on our sleep gear, sleep socks, some light tights, long sleeve shirt. That's what I'm going with this Montbell down hugger number 4, I think, long. So we had a pretty good day. I think we probably did about 2.5 miles today total, and tomorrow I think we're planning on just leaving camp 2 here and then day hiking up to Lake Louise and checking that out, and then, you know, kind of enjoying our time and just R&R in the backcountry. And we'll be here all day Wednesday, and then plan to pack out and start the journey back on Thursday. So that's it. I'm gonna send our inReach message for the evening, letting everybody know that we're okay, and rest, relax, and get some sleep. All right, see ya.